Welcome. This is Her America. I'm your host, Chaida. Hello, everyone. Welcome to an episode of This Is Her America. I'm your host, Chaida. Today I have Tamera Nealy on. Nealy is a host of the Tamera Nealy Show, and she's a friend of mine. We are very close. We met back in 2021, I think, at the Young Women's Leadership Summit by that was hosted by Turning Point USA, and we just instantly clicked, and we just been best buddies. I'm from Maryland. She's from Oklahoma. We're like hours away from each other, but when we connect, it's like no time has passed. And so today, I'm really happy to bring her on, and we're going to be discussing about issues surrounding single motherhood and how that is a problem for our country. She's also a great advocate for relationship, intentional dating, marriage, especially on her platform. So, welcome, Tamera, to the show. Thank you. Thank you so much for the kind words. So, let's get into it. One of the things why I'm so passionate about this issue, this topic of single motherhood, is because I was raised by a single motherhood and it had such a drastic impact on my life. I mean, you've known a lot more about my stories than the people who are watching this episode do. The most personal, intimate details about my life and how I grew up. But just to summarize it for everyone, I was born to a single mom who had emotional, mental problems of her own. And, those, as you know, being a parent and dealing with those things can be hard. And so a lot of those issues that she dealt with, because she didn't address them early on, that led me into going into the foster care system, where I eventually grew up in, and aged out at 21. And because of my life and because of how I grew up, I've always felt that because I didn't have that secured family unit that most kids need in order to thrive in the world, because I didn't have that, there were obviously problems that I saw later on in my life, both emotionally, mentally, also situationally, socially, fundamentally, developmentally, and even academically. Yeah, that's a lot of lees to to throw it all out there. So yeah, that's one of the few reasons why I'm so passionate about this issue. And so I'm going to turn the mic on to Tamara. Um, well, I want you, if you're okay with it, I want you to share like how your upbringing, how your family situation has been growing up, and how that shaped you into being the woman that you are today. Thank you. Thank you so much for that input. I think one of the things that you said pinned out to me, that spoke to me, was you needed to be a victor and not a victim. And I think in my life, I've always fell short of that mentality. Sometimes it was so easy for me to feel such a victim and play into that victim mentality when I didn't need to be a victim. I needed to make the best of my circumstances and know that this is the hand that I've been dealt with. I can either be better than the parents that I have or the parent that I did have and rise from the circumstances that I was in and be the best daughter, the best warrior of God. And so, with that being said, do you believe that single motherhood is a problem for our country? Mhm. Yes. Very good point there, especially when it comes to dating. We see a lot on social media, and it's just like everywhere from the celebrities that we see on People's Magazine to your cousin on Facebook. We see that baby mama and baby daddy culture is becoming so relevant that we see a lot of people not settling down or getting married before having babies. And we already know what a huge commitment having babies is. Why do you think baby mama and baby daddy culture is so relevant now? Why you don't think that people want to consider maybe making a commitment to each other via marriage before having kids? Mhm. Yes, wonderful insights from you, Tamara. I Carry Before You Marry. I haven't heard of that one. I recently did an episode on my podcast talking about the silly rhyme, so and so sitting in the tree, KISSING. And that's what kind of remind me of, because as little girls, we remember making those like rhymes growing up, knowing so how vital it was to have mommy and daddy together in a marriage before a baby comes. And now we're growing up and we're kind of seeing that image being distorted by society. People are praising single uh, motherhood, single motherhood, single fatherhood, and not taking account of what impact that does to the kids. Like, for instance, you're more likely to end up in poverty being raised in single motherhood. You're more like end up being a high school dropout, have mental and emotional problems, be tied to the welfare system. And so these are not just for the kids, but also for the woman, for the mom, because there is no father in the home, there is no structure, there is no uh there's no person there to provide the resources that the woman and the children need in order to survive. So, with that being said, I know that on your show, you talk a lot about intentional dating and why people should always be dating with this focus on marriage and how to prepare for the future and not be met with these roadblocks. So, what do you think men and women should do when looking for a future partner and a partner that would like to have kids with? Thank you so much for those wonderful insights, Tamara. With that being said, I don't really have a lot of questions for you today. I just want to thank you for taking the time and miss your busy schedule to come and sit down with me and speaking on why single motherhood is a really important topic that more people should focus on today. I noticed that on your show, the Tamera Nealy Show, that you love the guests to like end on a closing thought before we kind of sign out and close off for the day. And I want to be able to get there. So, women, like Tamara said, do your best to be intentionally dating. Seek out a partner that you want to have kids with, because it's really important for babies, for small children, for teenagers to have that foundation between mom and dad, so that way they don't grow up so unstable, if that makes sense. Because kids deserve a happy family. I do believe that kids deserve a happy and healthy family. So Yeah. Thank you so much, Tamera, for joining us today. And for all of you guys who are watching, I'm going to be sharing links to her show on YouTube and Spotify, so you can go and check her out and just support her just the way that you support me. And I'm so happy that we now have gotten be able to do this opportunity to be able to connect on this platform. And hopefully we can this will be the first of many. Of course. Anything else? No, I know you got things to do. So I'm going to end it here. Thank you for watching. This is Her America. I'm your host, Chaida. This has also been Tamera. Thank you for listening and have a great day.